about 80 that we recognized was sick, and it was the recommendation from the experts that we are consultants that's what take place.
Mr. Burgess, the allegation has been made that this place was mismanaged.
Well, first of all, let me say this, Dennis. We have an ongoing investigation at this point. We started it Monday, and we are not at liberty at this time to discuss our findings. We're still investigating it, and when that is completed, then the media and the people of Tangipahoa Parish will have a report as to what actually took place and what we are doing at this time.
Well, as you know, some people, some volunteers, some former employees have said that part of the problem here were the conditions in the shelter. Are you concerned about that?
I'm sorry. I'll tell you, we're on auxiliary power. We lost our power in a meet. So would you come back with that again?
Well, the question is, some of the former employees and volunteers have said that part of the problem of the shelter were the conditions at the shelter. I mean, are you concerned that the conditions at the shelter, the way it was run, may have led to these problems?
I cannot comment on that at this time. That's we have our procedures, and I'm just not at liberty to discuss employees.
All right. Well, I want to come back to Rachel Sance, rather. She took home eight dogs that day on Monday, and they're living. They're healthy, or they're becoming healthy. They're recuperating from whatever illness they had. They had hookworm or something like that. I mean, how do you account for that if she was able to take 8 dogs out of there and they're going to be okay?
Sir, I don't know how she got out with the 8 dogs. I cannot even discuss that. That's part of the investigation.
Rachel?
A community service worker was also allowed to adopt a Great Dane that day, so that made an extra animal. And also the janitor that works there, she took home a rat terrier that also had 7 newborn puppies.
Well, Mr. Burgess, the question arises, I mean, if these animals did go out that day, and you're saying that it was widespread danger, you could have had widespread danger if you didn't euthanize all of these animals, allowing those animals to leave the shelter could have led to widespread danger.
Absolutely, and that's one of the bases of our investigation.
All right, and when do you expect this investigation? So you're saying you're not sure those animals left?
I just I cannot comment on that.
And if they did leave, they shouldn't have left, is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When do you expect to have this investigation finished?
We're hoping over the weekend.
And you'll have a news conference or something, release information on this?
Yes, sir. We certainly will. And at this time, Dennis, we're every day we're scrubbing the shelter down, steam cleaning, doing the bleach, doing everything we can do, and also we're doing some repainting and getting the facility back to where we can start accepting pets.
And Mr. Burgess, will you look in the future, whether you had a problem in the past or not, are you looking to sort of improve to make sure the management is good in this shelter in the future?
Absolutely.
All right. Rachel, do you have any questions at this point about this investigation? I mean, this seems to be something that is necessary at this point.
It definitely is necessary, and what we are concerned, myself as well as many other people that I've spoken to, is we don't feel that the parish should be investigating themselves. Ultimately, he is the person that had to make that decision to go ahead and okay what I like to call is slaughtering of those animals, because we feel it was not necessary. And I would prefer someone that's not biased to come in to investigate that. A lot of public records could be asked for to look at. I mean, I just don't feel comfortable with the parish investigating themselves.
And Mr. Burgess, what's your response to that?
Well, that is my employees, and I will not allow that to be discussed. It's illegal for me to talk with those or to discuss our employees when they're not present.
All right, but Mr. Burgess, what she is saying is that basically you have a conflict of interest investigating this because you're part of the investigation.
Well, hey, so be it. I'm part of it. As Parish President, that's my responsibility. And I take that responsibility. I take it very seriously.
All right, but what she's saying is that you should call in the independent investigators to look at this to make sure that it's an independent, objective investigation. How do you respond to that?
If that's necessary, that will be done.
All right, Mr. Burgess on the phone, thank you very much for joining us from Tangipahoa. Rachel, thanks for joining us in the studio. It's an issue we'll follow closely, and we'll have more on this story as it develops in the coming week. Thank you both. Next on Sunday morning,